600 4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Blackhawks owner Rocky Wirtz has sent a letter to the Hockey Hall of Fame asking for the name of Brad Aldrich to be removed from the Stanley Cup. Aldrich is believed to have sexually assaulted player Kyle Beach while serving as the team video coach during their run to the Cup in 2010. Winnipeg Jets GM Kevin Cheveldayoff will not be disciplined. He was an assistant GM with the Blackhawks back then, but not part of the club's leadership group. The Packers beat the Cardinals Thursday night, but they've also lost two players for the rest of the season. Tight end Robert Tonyan with a torn left ACL, and according to ESPN's Rob Demovsky, running back Kylan Hill also has a season-ending knee injury. As for the Cardinals, ESPN's Sam Acho says he's still impressed.
Let's say you have a healthy D-Hop. Let's say A.J. Green turns around and makes that play. Now all of a sudden the Arizona Cardinals are on the other side of this conversation, the other side of this equation. And so Arizona lost. I get it. But I am just as, if not more, impressed with their performance in this game as I would have been if they would have won the game.
Sam Acho on KJ and Max. ESPN's Field Yates reports running back Mark Ingram signs a one-year contract extension with the Saints for 2022. He comes back to New Orleans in a trade from Houston.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Hey, welcome in, everybody, to Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. I'm assuming we're hot and heavy and ready to go. Maybe?
I think so.
Maybe not.
Yeah, man. We're live. Casey, we live? Yeah. What's up, man? All right, so I think we lost Brent. Not really sure what happened there. But as Brent said, welcome to Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. I'm Austin Lane. Brent Martineau on location at Extreme Wings. Casey Kurtz pushing all the right buttons. Well, let's be honest. Maybe not all the right buttons, right? Well, he's trying to push the right buttons. He's trying to troubleshoot some buttons. We'll see what happens there. But happy Friday, everybody. Happy, Halloween weekend, if you will. Happy Florida, Georgia, or Georgia, Florida weekend. Happy Jaguars are back playing weekend. A lot of things going on this weekend, and I can't wait. Trick-or-treating Sunday. Mind right, mind ready. Jaguars traveling to Seattle. What is that going to look like? They've kind of been bit by the West Coast bug a little bit. Can Urban Meyer get them ready after a bye week? Can Trevor Lawrence increase his play? Can Geno Smith be Geno Smith and not have one of those highlight games that sometimes you see against the Jacksonville Jaguars? A lot of things to talk about today. And hopefully we'll have Brent back in a minute and we'll start talking about him. But before we get into that, and this is a little off topic, but this is spooky season. And one could call this the Brent Martineau, Austin Lane Spooky Season Spectacular. Casey, how do you feel about that? Thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Okay, cool. I just want to get everyone's opinion real quick. I kind of have a hot take that I need to get off my hands because this affected my life today as I got home from my first gig. So, Edward Scissorhands. Casey, you've seen it. Casey has seen it. Thumbs are up. He's on the phone right now. Sorry. I didn't mean to distract you. So, Edward Scissorhands. Gonna be honest. Seen it once. Rotten Tomatoes, 90%. Almost an 8.0 on Internet Movie Database. Not for me, though. Wife loves it. Wife had it chalked up waiting for me when I got home. Didn't want to watch it. Turned it off and said, it's anime time. I'm a Tim Burton junkie. Okay, everything that Tim Burton has touched, I feel like has turned to gold. Whether it's Sleepy Hollow, Sweeney Todd, the Corpse Bride one was good. The Charlie and Chocolate Factory, Frankenweenie, Dark Shadows, like you name it. Oh, and by the way, the GOAT, Nightmare Before Christmas. But Edward Scissorhands is considered one of his best, and I'm gonna be honest, I can't really stand the movie. I saw it one time. I don't need to see it again. I know people might be a little offended by that comment, but as far as I'm concerned, Edward Scissorhands is kind of like what the Joker is now. Like Edward Scissorhands is the Joker for kids because we get it. The guy came from nowhere. He's going through a rough time. People are mean. The end. All right. I don't need to see it every single season. Now, my wife's into it because it's also a love story. I don't need to see it from the love story aspect. I need to see it from the art aspect, and once is enough. Just like watching the Joker is once is enough. Casey, would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Fantastic movie, right? Joaquin Phoenix is memorable. I mean, the guy should have won all of the Oscars.
Agree.
But you don't need to watch it every season, because it's just depressing. And that's how I feel about Edward Scissorhands as well.
Brent, how do you feel about said movies?
Don't care about them.
Cool.
Shocker.
Cool.
You did get me thinking, though. Edward Scissorhands was a very popular one of choice. Jason was a very popular one, like, as a kid.
Wait, so have you seen Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, way back in the day.
Your thoughts?
But not multiple times.
Okay.
Stupid.
Okay.
I'm not a big, I would say most of those would fall in the category of kind of dumb for me.
Okay.
But, what I'm really asking, though, is what are, we always ask every year, we say, hey, what are the most popular Halloween costumes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's, the greatest of all time?
The greatest Halloween costume of all time?
Yeah, or on top of that, maybe the most popular. Like what, outside of, a normal, throw a, ghost in there or something easy, or a pumpkin for a little kid,
Yeah.
But what are what takes the cake in terms of popularity, that people still might bring it back?
I mean, I think one of my very first go-tos that I remember was just being a ninja, man. Because who doesn't want to be a ninja?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to have, fake plastic samurai swords running around with your face covered? I mean, seriously, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like today because of COVID and everything, because you don't have the swords. But, you can kind of have that ninja thing today. It's a very COVID-friendly outfit, let's just say.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes. So Ninja?
Ninja, I think, would be pretty good. I wouldn't even know where to guess here. I would be bad at this game. I was just curious. It made me think when you brought up Edward Scissorhands, and I was thinking of just old time that kind of stood the test of time. There's some songs like that. There's some movies like that. Are there some Halloween costumes like that? Mm-hmm. Because it is a trendy thing, right? Halloween is a trendy. It's either this. It's easy or it's trendy. So I was the kid that went for an easy costume because, to be honest with you, I didn't want to think about it for more than 10 minutes.
You were just you're over having fun.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
But then there's the trendy ones that we were talking about. Didn't you guys say Squid Game or something? Would be popular?
Yeah. Squid Game's definitely popular this year. Yes.
So that would fall under the trend, of course.
For sure.
So, I mean, how much thought people put into a Halloween costume certainly would fit, but I think some of them probably have stood the test of time. And I just don't know what those are because I'm not I'm not close to an expert.
Yeah, we're talking about your classics. We're talking about your Michael Myers. We're talking about ghosts, zombies, vampire. I mean,
vampire.
I feel like since the very first Halloween, vampire's has been a big one.
Mummy,
a mummy, good one. Casey, Frankenstein's up there as well. Yeah,
now that's a good one. That's a good one right there. Okay, so Frankenstein is something that would have been popular whenever Halloween started to be Halloween.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And but you could still walk down the street today and see a Frankenstein.
Without a doubt.
And it could be some 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, I mean it could be a 12-year-old kid or somebody with a really bad hip. One of those two.
Yes.
One of those two.
So, but that's a good one. I think that's what I was going for. That's what I was looking for. That's a popular one.
Yeah.
But it's also a stands the test of time one.
Yeah.
And it's outside of the Halloween go-tos. The go-tos, again, if you're a kid, a pumpkin or a ghost or even the mummy, I think kind of fits the Halloween theme. Mm-hmm. Frankenstein goes a little bit outside that circle to me and then still fits the test of time. So I like that. That's a really good answer. I would put that if this was Family Feud, that might be the number one answer.
Good answer, as everyone's got to say. You ever notice on the Family Feud, that's why I can never do the Family Feud. because even if it's like the worst, crappiest answer ever, you still got to say, good answer, good answer. Like,
yes, you do.
Like literally, I could be playing with like one of my cousins, and it could be like, I don't know, name something that's hard to wash. And someone could say, I don't know, a cup. And I'm going to be like, yeah, good answer, good answer.
Just once I want him to be like, nah, that was horrible.
Hey,
like,
I would
that was
turn
bad.
to a family member, and I would literally say, that's the worst answer of all time. And now you're embarrassing our family name. Nice job.
You know me and Halloween. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's fine if everybody else is. It's like whatever. I have had some candy the last couple of days, so I appreciate it a little bit more. But I'd rather other holidays. Halloween's not near the top of my list. But I will say this. For sports talk radio or social media or conversation, Halloween is pretty good.
Sure.
Because, I mean, Tuesday we had Halloween. I mean, shoot, we were talking Halloween even like a week and a half ago with Scobie.
Yeah.
And then we had candy. Was like it dominated. We had more candy talk than we had football talk on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you go to costumes and things like that. So, I mean, there's plenty to really movies, there's plenty to dissect when it comes to the Halloween, from a talking standpoint. I appreciate that.
No, for sure. I mean, it's just, it's kind of a change in season. It's starting to be fall. It's cooling off a little bit, a little spooky, a little creepy. I'm all about it, man. It really fits my whole vibe.
Yes, I know. Well, I think you're creative. Like, you have fun with this stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I never was that. I from that standpoint, I don't know. I just didn't get it. Listen, I hate Hallmark holidays. All that stuff, it's just not for me. And when I say hate, I'm not like, oh, my gosh, totally against it. I'm glad everybody has fun. I'm just not falling in line.
No,
I feel like some of that's like a falling in line.
No, I mean, some kids, they're pumped up on Christmas and they're pumped up on Halloween, and some kids are pumped up for the Masters and Jim Nantz to really open up, and you can just watch it and follow along. Be like, that's Jim Nantz right there. That's what I'm talking about. I get it.
That was me.
Everyone's different. Shout out to Jim Nantz.
That's a good shout out to Jim Nantz.
Yeah,
in fact, if I was going to be somebody for Halloween, it might be Jim Nantz.
Was Jim
or
Nantz?
Bob Costas, Pink Eye, Bob Costas.
I'm sure Jim Nantz probably wasn't even doing the Masters back when you were a kid, right? No, there's no way.
Well, probably close. Depending on where you call me a kid and not a kid.
Okay.
He's been doing
Jim
it for a while
Nantz,
now.
straight out of high school, doing the Masters while Brent's in grade school.
It felt like pretty much he's been doing it forever.
Yeah.
To me. So happy Halloween weekend. I was just actually talking to my buddy Pat from home, and I was talking to his daughter 2 nights ago, I think. And I was going to bring you guys into the loop because I needed a little help. So her name is Ava, and she's, I think, 7. And she, is 7 going on, 15. So she has these adult conversations, more than my kids talk to me, okay?
Okay.
I guess my kids' questions are good. Back to my phone.
Sure.
Ava will actually, talk to you. And so I was asking, I said, what are you going to be for Halloween? She said, a cat that sheds, actually. I didn't fully understand that, but I went with it. And then I said,
that's going to be incredible. I don't know how, but it's going to be awesome.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't ask more questions about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I checked that I fully understood what she was saying, but I didn't ask any more questions. Then I said, okay, what about, we were coming off our Almond Joy conversation on Tuesday.
Okay.
And so I was like, Ava, do you like Almond Joy?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see where the kids were at with Almond Joys.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, no. I was like, good for you. You should.
Smart kid.
Correct.
I said, all right, so you like Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. What's your favorite? She's like, yeah, I like them, but I don't love peanut butter. I like peanut butter, but I don't love peanut butter. She's like, I really like peanut butter, not so much in my candy, but I like peanut butter and jelly, and that's because jelly overrides the peanut butter. We're getting deep now on the peanut butter.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
So, long story short, I get to this point where I'm like, what's your She's like, I really like the candy that's in the silver wrapper and has blue writing on it. And I'm like, all right, what is that? So
Three Musketeers?
I said that. And
Good
she
call.
said, no, I don't think it's that. And then she said, now she wasn't completely sure. So we could come back to Three Musketeers.
I mean, this girl's all over the place. Brent doesn't like peanut butter cups, but likes peanut butter. I mean, come on now.
I know. So
okay.
I was thinking maybe peppermint patties. Right?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
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 And so then she threw in, she really confused me here now. She said, it's square. I was like, well, peppermint patty's not square. And she had already said no to peppermint patty. So I was like, well, what about the Baby Ruth minis? I was thinking.
Yeah, but those are white though, right?
No, it's a silver wrapper, but I think the lettering might be either blue or red.
So
I'm not so sure.
It's funny you say that because I literally just Googled that because that's what I was thinking. It's silver and blue, and then the writing is in red. So you were spot on.
So go back to the Three Musketeers now because I've now talked to her parents about this because I can't sleep at night trying to think about which candy it is. And so I was just talking to my buddy again, and he didn't know. He was like not at home or around when I was talking to her. And so, tell Mary, that's his wife. Said, we're still trying to figure out this candy, okay? Because it's high on my priority list here in Florida, Georgia week.
See,
I'm trying to figure out this candy.
To me, it's got to be
Three Musketeers.
It's got to be Three Musketeers because
is that blue writing?
Yeah, so it's silver wrapper. Oh, it's got red writing. It's got red writing with like a blue outline on the writing.
It has less blue than the Baby Ruth, though.
See now, but we think it might be Three Musketeers.
But you got to think what's going to be like in a Halloween bat. Like
that's true. That's fair.
Or like what's going to be a fun size? They have fun size Three Musketeers.
Well, not only that, but they do make the minis, which are like not even fun size, but the minis they are more square because she said square.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so they have those. So anyway, I think that's it. We haven't solved the mystery candy problem yet. But Ava's awesome, and we'll figure it out eventually. Hopefully she'll be able to tell me on Sunday.
Fan of that's got the nougat, as the kids call it.
Yes.
Big fan of the nougat, yes.
Meanwhile, I got another Halloween story. I was like, Pat, Pat and I talk about every day. We've been like best friends since like third grade. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I just don't like Halloween. Like, I'm not a big Halloween guy. He's like, I'm not really a big Halloween guy either. He's like, the reason why I think I'm not a big Halloween guy, and you got to understand now, Pat was always really big, like bigger than me, like way bigger than me. Like when we're in fifth grade, they thought he was the CYO basketball coach.
Okay.
All right. So, I mean, he's always been big. And then he stopped growing, and then with the rest of us caught up to him. But he was always big. And he's like, the reason why he's like, that I would go, like, when I was in first grade, I would go knock on the doors for trick or treat, and the people would be like, aren't you too old for this? First grade, they were telling the kids. I mean, they scarred him. I mean, basically, those people don't realize it, but they scarred him.
Yeah, for sure.
Halloween.
That's a bummer, man. Every first grader shouldn't be, ridiculed for enjoying his Halloween. That's insane.
Big kids, they have a tough life sometimes.
Yeah. Speaking of peanut butter cups real quick, too. Hey, Casey, I know because you weren't around during all of the pandemic, but the greatest thing that I discovered during the pandemic, you take peanut butter cups and you take a jar of jelly and you dip the peanut butter cups in the jelly. You're welcome.
That's fascinating.
Fantastic.
That should be on everybody's list on Sunday night.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to do it now.
I'm just saying, if you got some peanut butter cups, you got some jelly in the fridge, go ahead and bust that jelly out, put it on top of the peanut butter cup, tell them Austin sent you. You're not going to be disappointed.
By the way, a Google search of all candy wrappers and images, I've been scrolling through, and the closest thing I can come up to that is square with blue, and it's white, not silver, but a Crunch bar. Is that a possibility?
Is that like a Nestle Crunch bar?
Yeah. That'd be disappointing.
I mean, the colors match up, and it is kind of square.
No, I'm looking at it right now. But it's not. Yeah.
My buddy Chris Morgan just said a zero bar. What is that?
What is a zero bar?
That hasn't even came up on all candy wrappers that I Googled.
Hey,
I know. I'm not sure I know what that is.
Yeah, I think we're just talking crazy now. Zero bars? Never heard of it.
All right, I got one more Halloween thing, okay? And maybe not the last thing. But since we're on it, we started the Happy Halloween weekend. It's Florida, Georgia weekend. It's the Jags going to Seattle.
It could be a zero bar.
Oh, you think it could be?
Well, it looks exactly like she's describing. I've never heard of it, though. Bar? It's from the Hershey Company.
Did they sell those at the gas station?
Probably right next to the Payday, Brent. You should have seen it.
I mean, they have them
I'll check tonight. It's a Friday night tradition.
Yeah, check out a zero bar. Interesting.
That is interesting.
Wow. All right.
Caramel peanut butter, almond nougat covered with a layer of white chocolate fudge.
Oh, it checks out with the peanut butter.
Dang.
See, Ava didn't know how much radio content she was going to give us.
Yeah, for sure.
But wouldn't that be crazy?
Now nobody in Jacksonville is sleeping until we figure out this.
No, for sure. Well, this is what happens when it's Florida-Georgia weekend. It's a 14-point spread. What do you want us to say? Georgia defense is pretty good.
I do have one more Halloween thing, something that has always irked me. I'm from Rhode Island. I go out to Ohio, meet Steph. She's from Ohio. We obviously, in college, have some Halloween, during school years. But Columbus, Ohio, had Halloween last night.
On a Thursday.
I don't get it. They always do it. They hardly ever have Halloween on Halloween, like the actual trick-or-treating of Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Is it a Midwest thing? Is it a Columbus thing? Now, here it is. It might be a football thing because one of the reasons they do it on Thursday is because they don't want to interrupt the Friday night football games in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also don't want to do anything on Saturday because it's Ohio State Day. And then I figure they think like Sunday would be school day. Like they don't want to be everybody all geeked up on sugar going into school the next day. Like, I don't know. But I mean, you're talking, I've never heard of it. I don't think anywhere else other than Ohio that they go out and celebrate Halloween on a different day that is Halloween. Like, Halloween was on Halloween. Like, that's like moving Christmas to a Tuesday because it was on a Saturday.
No, for sure. For sure.
You can add West Virginia and Kentucky to that, according to Diesel on YouTube.
Interesting.
Yes, no surprise.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what Wisconsin did, because like I always thought we had it like Friday evening after. No, because we had football. Yeah, so it would to us it'd always be the weekend. Like we always. I'm not sure. Probably always falls on the weekend. That's probably
that can't be a thing.
Okay.
That can't be.
Yeah, but I mean, we always did trick or treating like on the weekend. Like we didn't do it during the week. You know
that does actually ring a bell. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're not gonna go trick or treating during the middle of no, because you had school the next day. So we always did it on the weekend.
By the way, Submarine Mike tweeted me, and he's onto something here. So there's a thing called a chunky bar. Wrapper is silver. There is some blue, and it is literally a square.
Chunky bar.
Never heard of it.
I've seen chunky bars. Yeah.
It fits. Now this one really fits the bill. The square. I mean, it is more square than anything else.
We're doing more harm than good right now because we start off with one, and now we're like at 3 possible candidates.
But I think we've got to have it. We just don't know.
We're in the Three Musketeers. I've been told it's probably not Baby Ruth. We have Zero Bar now on the table, and we have Chunky Bar on the table.
Chunky Bar.
So those Three Musketeers, Chunky Bar, and Zero Bar. And 2 of these, we have most of America has never even heard of.
But by the way, the Chunky Bar, made in a distinctive thick trapezoid shape, eats chocolate chunk, surrounds roasted peanuts, and plump California raisins. Is that the worst candy bar of all time?
There's raisins?
Is that the worst candy bar ever in existence? There is no way this is still being made.
I'm hoping Ava doesn't like that.
Well, I'm just saying, if you go as a cat that sheds, you might be into Chunky Bars.
By the way, easy on Ava now.
No, I'm kidding. But Brent, I'm allergic to cats. You know how I feel about cats, all right? Personal to me. Personal.
That's true. That will follow our PETA conversation yesterday.
And especially a cat that sheds, that's extra allergies coming in my direction.
If it was a way to hide behind the allergies on the cat stuff.
You better believe it.
By the way, Chunky Bar, Zero Bar wouldn't even make a bracket, a 64
get those
team
out
bracket
of here. No.
on the candy bar list.
No. Definitely not.
Not a chance.
You're going to put whose idea was that?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Oh, parents will really think this is healthy for their kids now.
Yeah. What is the commercial like? We got raisins in our stuff. Check it out.
two scoops.
Just have the California raisins dancing into a chocolate bar? Maybe.
I'm convinced that nothing has the staying power of a conversation more than candy and cereal.
True.
It's just amazing how long you could talk about candy and cereal. They're in the same category. In fact, March Madness will probably just break out every bracket possible.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a wing bracket or something, but we might need a cereal and candy bracket.
I like that.
Might as well.
There probably already is that. I'm sure we're not the first to do it.
Yeah.
But we can jump in the fray at the very least. And by the way, Ohio, just have Halloween on Halloween and call it a day. Why do we got to complicate this stuff? If I was a kid in Ohio, I'd be having Halloween on Thursday, and I'd have Halloween on Sunday. I'd go back out. I'd be like, hey, here's my other pillowcase. I have 2 pillows. All right. Hey, we're live at Extreme Wings Sports Square, Roosevelt Boulevard. Next segment, we talk about wings. Let's talk some sports. Florida, Georgia. It is a 2-touchdown game. Seattle and the Jags. Jags fly out today to go to the West Coast. Plenty of football to get to, including our picks and another night of high school football. Fantastic week here in the River City. We talk a lot of football coming up next on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. And I have a problem with your guy, Paul Feinbaum. That's on the way as well.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690. Breezy today under partly cloudy skies with a few scattered showers at times. Highs in the low to mid 70s. Nice and cool tonight. Will dip to near 50 degrees. And a partly sunny and breezy Saturday. Highs tomorrow will only be around 70. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
The Center for Health and Sports Medicine delivers an individualized 360-degree approach to your health, providing a whole-person approach to primary care and sports medicine. With primary care and sports medicine physicians, mental health counselors, the Sports Performance Lab, and 24/7 on-site state-of-the-art wellness center, all under one roof, they'll work to maximize your health by creating a foundational focus on physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being. The MD VIP program provides even more benefits, like appointment guarantees and after-hour care. Learn more at jacksfamilysportsmed.com.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900.
He's kept you ahead of storms.
This is going to be a very active afternoon of storms.
He's taken you inside storms.
Look at the Reds then that have shifted a little south of Jacksonville.
And for 33 years, the Chief has seen it all. Forecasting severe weather days in advance. So when storms are headed your way, there is only one meteorologist to turn to tonight, the Chief. The knowledge and experience of Jacksonville's Chief Meteorologist, Mike Burrish. Action News Jax First Alert Weather, only on CBS 47 and Fox 30.
Hey, boss, explain to me again why we're here at this pumpkin patch in the middle of the night.
I told you, since pumpkin prices have gone through the roof this year, we're gonna swipe these babies so we can sell them and make a fortune.
I don't like it, boss. Why can't we go back to breaking into houses?
Because so many people have discovered Safe Touch security that it's putting us out of business. You know we stay away from Safe Touch houses.
I know, boss, but stealing pumpkins?
You got a better idea, Sunshine? I mean, between Safe Touch's 45-second response time, the two-way communicator...
Boss, wait. What is that? Over there near that big pumpkin.
Oh, no. Is that what I think it is?
Boss, it's a Safe Touch sign. The patch is wired.
Quick, get to the van.
I'm going, boss.
They must have video monitoring. Curse you, Lester Jackson.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, I hate Safe Touch.
Folks, you know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call 886-4664 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry, the flavor of berry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
And I understand your son is the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted, being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are harder to quit than regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Got a business trip, long weekend, or maybe you just really want to try that new Toyota before you buy it? Then get it all when you rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. With easy online reservations and rental rates as low as $19.95 a day, there's nothing stopping you from hitting the open road in a new 2021 Toyota. So rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. Try it before you buy it and reserve your rental online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
Are you looking for a venue to celebrate your special occasion that guests can't stop talking about? Call Riverside North Special Events and Banquet Hall. We specialize in anniversaries, weddings, birthday parties, corporate meetings, family reunions, fundraisers, graduations, and funerals. This unique, all-inclusive, full-service venue is the way to go. Call us today at 354-4162 and let us book your next event. All proceeds from bookings benefit the Clara White mission.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Yeah, it's a pretty unique deal. It's the second time we're getting to play the number one team in the same season. Not many people usually get to do that. That doesn't happen very often, and especially in a regular season. So I think it'll be a pretty big game for our guys. Obviously, this is always the Florida-Georgia game is always a big game for our guys. So I thought they had a pretty good week of practice last week. We got to see how we come out to today. Everybody's back practicing today, so you want to see today's response back out there on the field. But I think our guys are pretty excited for the game.
That is Dan Mullen, Florida Gators head coach, and it's really interesting if you look at the Gators side of things. I don't feel like there's a lot of noise really internally or anything like that. I think the fan base has been more vocal over these last few weeks. They're unhappy. They're not sure of the direction of everything now. I think they're second guessing. I think they're crazy, quite frankly, because all you got to do is go back a few years, and Dan Mullen has turned them around and into a team that wins, 10 games a year. This last few weeks has been disappointing, no doubt, especially when you lose to a bad LSU team, how they lost to them. And also Kentucky, even though nobody wants to admit it, but Kentucky's a pretty good team. And people just don't want to admit that. And statistically, the Gators were better in that game on a lot of levels, still weren't able to get the W. So there's certainly some noise around the program, and then it kind of bleeds into recruiting, and then it shows up in this game in Jacksonville tomorrow, Florida-Georgia game, Georgia-Florida game, depending on who you're rooting for. And it shows up big because of look at where Georgia is. Georgia is number one in the country. Georgia is dominant on defense. Georgia has blue-chip players all over the place, especially on that side of the ball. Georgia has a number one recruiting class in 2022. Kirby Smart's a very good recruiter. Georgia always does well in recruiting. So you start measuring it up, and you start looking down the road, and you're like, okay, well, when are the Gators going to get there? And so that's really, I think, where the angst is. But remind yourselves now, it wasn't that long ago Jim McElwain walked off that field smiling even though he just got thumped by Georgia, and that was his last game that he coached, and the program was a mess. Yeah. And so that wasn't that long ago. I think Mullen has done such a good job, and now he's raised the expectation. And so if you raise the expectation, then people get disappointed in a different kind of way. Brent Martineau here at Extreme Wing Sports Grill, Roosevelt Boulevard. 4 locations, of course, Extreme Wing Sports Grill, St. Johns County on 210, Kernan and Atlantic and Ocean Way as well. And the place will be rocking all weekend, of course, for Florida, Georgia tomorrow. You can watch it on CBS 47 and plenty of TVs in here to watch. But come on out tonight as well. We will be here until 6 o'clock. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz on a Friday. And Austin, it's funny what expectations does, right? I mean, that's really the story at Florida. They aren't happy right now. You lose 2 out of 3 coming into this game. And you look like, well, you're a 2-touchdown underdog. Mm-hmm. And almost it's like you get the feeling Gator fans are kind of looking out one eye at this game. Like, how bad could this be? Or could we find a way to pull an upset?
Yeah, if you would have told me, 4 weeks ago this would have been a 14-point game, I would have said no way. But that's the state that we find ourselves in right now. These games, these big rivalry games, they always seem to be entertaining. They always seem to be close games, at least in the first half. And you have a Georgia team right now that's, especially on defense, firing on all cylinders. But now you have a Georgia offense that is getting healthy again at wide receiver. And you have 2 guys that you can go to in terms of quarterback. And same thing for the Florida Gators as well, where, is Mullen going to be a little coy about just how much time, each quarterback's going to get? I mean, is Jones going to actually get playing time, or is it going to be the Richardson show now like it probably should be? So you have a little gamesmanship going both ways. It's just, if you're Florida, you're hitting Georgia at the wrong time, and it seems like if you're Georgia, well, you're hitting Florida kind of at the right time right now.
Yeah, and it might not matter what time if you're Georgia. Georgia might be that good, right? I mean, it might not matter. We don't know that. And in this game, you throw a little bit of that out the window. So it'll be fascinating to watch. I thought that was an excellent point by Mullen. And sometimes coaches do this just to kind of beef up their schedule and almost set the table for an excuse of, well, we lost 2 games, but 2 of them were or we lost 4 games, but 2 of them were to the number 1 team in the country, you know. But it is fascinating that they will play 2 number 1s in a matter of basically a month. Which is pretty wild, and that's where things have kind of gone awry for the Gators. They looked like they were right there. They might be good enough to compete with anybody in the country by losing just by a couple points to Alabama in a game where they did very well in the trenches. Which, if that had continued, and you don't have like the LSU game where they got run all over, you might be going into this game thinking, hey, you know what? The Gators pretty good in the trenches. I know Georgia's big and strong, and they're always good, but they might be able to hold up. Yeah. Well, people now look at that LSU game because it's most recent and say, I don't know if they're going to be able to hold up against this team. Not in the trenches, not the way this thing looks, not the way it's going. I am very everybody knows, well, I think not everybody. Some people peg me as a Gator fan in town, which they're totally wrong. But I'm a neutral observer here, as neutral as we probably have, well, you and I probably in this game, in the market that's talking. And I would be worried about this game if I'm Georgia, because I think the last 2 losses, again, the stats are weird. The games were weird. I think Florida is more the team that hung with Alabama. I think they have that in them. What I don't know is if their mentality has been really screwed up over the last few weeks because of these games that they've lost. And but I think they're capable. And again, Dan Mullen, say what you want about recruiting, Mullen can flat-out coach in-game. And I don't think we've seen Anthony Richardson unleashed. I don't know if we will. Is there a stubbornness there that he doesn't want to go with him? I can't imagine there is. I would have Anthony Richardson out there 90% of the time, if not 100. But I have a little bit of be careful in me. If I'm the Georgia Bulldogs. And by the way, I like Georgia's program. I would love to see the Dogs win a national title. I think it's well overdue. I think they're always good. I would have no problem with them winning a national title. But I would be I don't know about very, but I'd be a bit concerned in this game if I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan, because I think Florida's better than a 2-touchdown underdog, and I think they're a little bit better than what their record indicates right now.
No, for sure. And, you know, a question could be, will the best Florida show up just because of everything that's transpired this season? And I truly believe that the best Florida will show up, because that's how these big games work. You know, I mean, when you're getting recruited, when you sign that national letter of intent, and you sign with Florida or Georgia, you know that this game is on the docket. This game is on the schedule, and just how much that it means. You grew up watching it. So I truly think that, you know, the previous Florida losses, that won't be a detriment to the Florida Gators. I don't think that's going to affect them too much. I do expect to see the best Florida Gator team that you can see, depending on who the quarterback's going to be. But I just think that if you look at Georgia right now and all that talent, I think it's going to be hard to keep up, even if Florida does put their best foot forward and have their best performance.
Yeah, we see this a lot in college football and in sports, but in college football where, you know, you have this path, right, this road, and Georgia's got the path. Man, they are right there. They got that road. They can see it. You know, I mean, this is like your minds will be driving in Montana because you can see it about 8 miles down the road and what could happen. And it's all right there in front of them. They have a defense and defense travels, so it doesn't matter where you're playing, who you're playing. You know you're going to be good and give yourself a chance to play and win. But we also see it a lot in college football, where it's like, okay, these guys look like they're going to skate and all the way to Atlanta and beyond, and then boom, all of a sudden it hits you. And this is a wacky year. It's a weird year. And I don't know if it's a weird year that we have so much parity and not a lot of good teams, so that opens the door for everybody, or it's a weird year that, you know what, we have one team that's really, really good. We have another team that we think in Alabama that's pretty darn good, and we have this sleeper team in Cincinnati that look out for, and then everybody else we have no idea who they are. You know, yeah. I mean, there's a couple of ways to look at it, and Georgia's hoping it's, hey, everybody else is kind of just okay, and we're really good. And if that continues, then they might just be good enough to take care of business, even on a B-level game for them. But again, I think 14 points is a lot. I guess that's the moral of the story for me. 14 points is certainly a lot in this game, especially in a rivalry game.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of points. And kind of alluding to what you said a little bit, you know, the defense always travels. And this is, you know, it seems like every single year college football can be a little wacky in terms of sometimes offenses don't show up, sometimes teams play uncharacteristically, but usually a good defense or a great defense is going to be a great defense, and you're not going to see too many lapses with them. Now, if you want to look at the track record of who Georgia's played in terms of offensive, productivity, I mean, in the beginning of the season, you could have said, well, okay, I mean, but are these offenses playing Georgia really that good? But then I watched that Kentucky game, and Kentucky, in their own outright, is no slouches in terms of explosive plays, in terms of, a good balance of passing and running the football. And, well, they definitely can run the football. Passing was okay. So I just think that we've seen Georgia, I guess overall, the most consistent thing that we've seen all year so far in college football is this Georgia defense.
Yeah,
because there hasn't been any lapses whatsoever. I mean, we've seen lapses with the Ohio State offense. We've seen lapses with Alabama, obviously. You even saw Oklahoma. Every team has had their lapses. And when I say teams like Oklahoma and Ohio State, I mean, we think of explosive offenses. Same thing with Alabama as well. Now, we don't really think explosive offense with Georgia. They're more tailor-made to, maybe play closer games, but obviously have that defense. That defense has not let them down yet, and I'm not sure they're going to let them down this Saturday as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, if you do look at the ebbs and flows, this defense has been super consistent. It's you're right. I think it sounds outlandish to say it, right? But I think you can say this with absolute certainty that it is the most consistent thing in college football this year.
Correct.
Is their defense.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to say.
And a close second to Wisconsin Badgers defense. Close second.
That's for you, AP.
Close second. Yeah, that's for AP.
By the way, why the heck am I looking at Paul Feinbaum's show on SEC whatever?
Fantastic show, man. I mean,
and by the way,
Emmy Award winning, am I right?
I'm looking at TIAA Bank. You played there.
I am.
I mean, I spend a lot of my time there. I mean, I have residence there. Yeah. And Paul Feinbaum's on the big video boards. Why isn't Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 on the big video boards inside the bank right now?
Hang on. I didn't want to go there and, really bring up some controversy. Paul reached out to me. Paul's people reached out to me, wanted me to come on the show. Obviously, I'm a huge friend of the show, the Paul Feinbaum show. Unfortunately, some words got out of what Brent Martineau said about the show, and they said since I'm tied to Brent Martineau, I could come by myself, but I didn't want to leave you guys behind. You guys are family, so I decided to show up to this show today over the Paul Feinbaum show. Hopefully, I'm not going to regret that in my career later on in life.
Well, no, don't worry. They had Tebow on instead.
Oh, yeah. Very comparable. We spent pretty much the same amount of time in the NFL. I think I might have had more starts than he did. I had the higher Wonderlic score, but yeah, that's cool. Tim Tebow.
Is that right? Hey, don't worry. They got Chris Fowler on right now, and I think the same thing. I feel the same way. My SATs were probably higher than Fowler's. I think I'm better looking.
Look.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
I agree.
Chris
the same
Fowler, hey, he's styling and profiling now.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, Extreme Wing Sports Grill. Welcome to town, Paul Feinbaum. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Keep climbing.
It's intercepted. Picked off of the 12. He will go down. He signs the promised land. Touchdown, FSU.
This is your home for FSU football.
Outside the numbers to the 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. It's a touchdown, Florida State. Intercepted. Picked off of the 33-yard line.
Noles win. Catch live coverage of the Seminoles all season long. Right here on your home for Florida State football.
Sponsored by Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about time for an oil change? We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or synthetic high mileage motor oil and an STP extended life oil filter for just $36.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose